Hi, I'm Ashton. This is my dad, Chris. We are doing an interview for my C-SPAN project today, and my topic is, what do you think the president-elect should do to help reopen the country during the COVID-19 pandemic? The first question we're going to start off with is, do you think President Trump did the best he could do to prevent the spread while still having the necessary places and means to have them open during the pandemic?
I think so.
Why or why not?
I think that from the beginning, when this first started, nobody really knew what this was all about. Nobody knew what the pandemic was about. The economy was going really well, virtually a zero unemployment rate, and President Trump, a month before anybody else said anything, shut down, put travel bans into effect, and endured people calling him a zealot and overreacting, and for him to shut down an economy that's roaring, voluntarily shut it down, really to me shows that he took it seriously. I think that he made everything available that he could to the states, did some really phenomenal work with big companies to manufacture ventilators and masks, and things like that, quicker and faster than probably anybody else could, just because of his business experience. So as we learn more about it and how the virus spreads and how people contract, I believe he opened up the economy a bit. So yeah, I think he did everything that he could. Ultimately, it falls on the governors and what they want, what they need from the federal government. So yeah, and he made everything available to them.
All right, part two of that question is, do you think he is responsible for the spread of the virus?
No, I don't think so. We've come to find out that it looks like the virus was created in a laboratory in China. I think if anything, he probably, by implementing the travel ban as early as he did, that he probably saved some lives. I think it could have been a lot worse, but not knowing at the beginning what this was all about, I think we had to take it as serious possible, and as we're learning more, we're understanding more about actually how it's contracted and how it spreads. So
next question is, do you think there will be an effective vaccine before the president-elect will take office?
Well, effective, I think so. I think that, now that Pfizer has a 90% effective rate on a vaccine, I think that it will be available soon. We don't know, that if it mutates, and it has mutated some like the flu, we're not sure, how the vaccine's gonna work in the long run. My concern is the fast tracking of this vaccine, and people being kind of leery to actually want to get the vaccine, not knowing what's going on, and fear of cutting corners to produce this vaccine so quickly. So I think that's the big fight. That's going to be the big fight. For sure, it looks like that the vaccine will be ready by the end of the year, and we'll see what happens from there.
next question is: do you believe that more lockdowns and more closing of places and essential places should be imposed, and why or why not?
No, I actually, the lockdowns I feel are doing more harm than good. Never before in our country have we as a country demanded that healthy people stay home. I believe that the effects of locking down the country has the larger impact in mental health. I believe that we're kind of hurting ourselves because we're staying away from other people. So the herd immunity is not even in play. I think that if we're out and we're exposed to each other, that we build up an immune system to things like this. And also think about the flu and other sicknesses when the doors do finally open up. I think there's going to be a lot of people getting sick from other things because our immune systems are not what they should be. I think it's definitely devastating our social activities with people, our kids that are going to school. It's destroying, their futures. Working from a computer, trying to excel and achieve it's, in my opinion, is not the fix.
Going back to the school question, you was talking about schools. Do you think it's necessary that schools need to be reopening?
I think so. I think responsibly, obviously. I mean, we know that this, virus is, it is, well, we don't know. They say airborne, not airborne. They keep going back and forth. But responsibly, I think the thing is, we need to treat it a lot like the flu. I think, if you're sick, you stay home. If you, wash your hands, sanitize, don't share foods and drinks, and, cough into your arm, all that stuff. I think that all applies to good common sense. I think with that, I think the kids should be able to go back to school, from, it's, if the facts show that people that are 18 and under, your contraction rate is really minuscule, but the death rate is even less. It's less than 0.1%, I think. So I think that going back to school would definitely outweigh the risk. The benefits would outweigh the risk.
And so, do you think masks are helping prevent the spread of COVID-19?
No, it's proven again. Everybody's wearing a mask. We've got first responders, healthcare workers wearing masks, and they're still getting coronavirus. So a mask, the virus itself is a smaller particulate than the smoke that we were getting from the fires, and the masks, even the N95 masks, even those don't keep out the smoke particulates from the fires, and the COVID virus is much more smaller than that. So I don't think the masks work. If you're sick, you should wear a mask for sure, but healthy people, I don't believe healthy people should wear a mask. All it does is promote people to fiddle with their masks, and if you're touching surfaces where somebody has been and you come in contact with it on your hands, and you're fiddling with your mask to straighten it out, you're only more apt to get it. I think if you're not wearing a mask and you're keeping your distance, you're washing your hands, I think is a better way to go than to tell everybody they need to wear a mask.
What places do you think should open and be necessary to have open that are like closed down right now?
I think it's funny that the state governments and I mean the federal government, I guess as well, but more the states can determine what is an essential business and what's not. You know, to the restaurant owner, their business is essential. It's essential to their family. It's essential to their employees. It's essential to their community. And that's the great thing about America, and that we are a republic, and capitalism is the way we do things. Is if you don't feel like it's safe to go into a restaurant or go to a store, then you have a choice not to go there. So the same thing for business owners. They should have the choice to open up. Just because they're open doesn't mean we have to go there. You know, we make a choice. We can go there. We can go somewhere else. It's not like, you know, a socialist or communist country where everybody goes to the same place to get their milk. Everybody goes to the same place to get their potatoes. You know, there's a whole bunch of grocery stores, you know, and if you go to a grocery store and you feel like they're not taking the extra precautions to, you know, keep things sanitary, then you go to a different one.
All right. And my last question would be like, what should the plan be in the long run for the safety and the stability of the country and the economy and just like people's lives in general?
I think that the vaccine and the other, they call it a cocktail with vitamins, minerals, and medication. I think that should be definitely explored more. I think the vaccine definitely should responsibly go out, and people should, you know, if they choose to, they should get the vaccine shot. I think that, and to coin the phrase, I think that the cure can't outweigh the disease. So what I mean by that is locking things down, closing down businesses, closing down the country, not allowing our kids to go to school. These are all deficit effects, horrible, horrible effects, and it just seems like brick by brick we are just destroying the American society. And I just think we need to move forward. We need to look at science, look at real science, and realize that yes, it does have a devastating effect on people, some people, most with pre-existing conditions, and we just need to be smart about it and safe about it, and to shut down our country and tell everybody to stay at home is not the way to go, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. So, do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for interviewing me, son.
Thank you, sir. And that's all we got time for today. Thank you guys so much. And that would be my topic on my C-SPAN project.